Okay.
Oh my god.
There is a surprise in this episode.
Yeah,
As-
it's not me.
So as you can see, we have our first
And
guest.
here we have our first guest. Who are you? Tell us.
Who am I? I don't know. I wake up every morning and I'm trying to guess that. But yeah.
To
Okay.
answer that question.
I know. Well,
What is my purpose?
what is my purpose of my life? I don't know. But yeah. For now, I just know that my name is Luisa and I'm from Colombia.
As I do.
As he is, but I'm from the best city in Colombia, Bogota.
Cris also was born in Bogota.
He doesn't want to admit it though.
No, I admit it, but I know that's not the best city in Colombia.
It is the best city and the best people.
I mean, I just love Colombia, and now I'm surrounded by Colombians, so...
She's blessed. by
I know she's
Colombians.
blessed.
The happiest people in the world.
Facts.
But that's true. Peru, oof. For food, for everything, Peru is other level. I just like the accent.
For two.
Well, we are getting outside of topic right now. So,
Just drive back.
okay.
So, everyone, this is the first guest we have ever had. We have planned this since day one. It's something that we were wondering and dreaming of doing. This happened because Luisa does not live in our city, which is Cincinnati.
Wait, Chris, but a second. What is the intro?
Dude, we're doing a contest first. We're going context and then we go and introduce, right? Or we do one the intro now.
Let's do the intro now, because I think that we're
Bum,
going like right into details.
I vote for intro.
How's going on, everybody? This is Amor. Bienvenidos, welcome. This is Cris.
I'm Clau.
I'm Luisa.
And today episode is gonna be our the first guest. That's why I'm excited.
The first guest ever.
Correct. Which is Luisa. She have traveled hours just to be here with us. She's not for our city, Cincinnati. She is from Colombia, but like she lives in
Cleveland right now for 8 months.
Damn,
for 8
Luisa,
months.
what,
Which is
what
like
are you
4 or
doing
5 hours.
8 months in Cleveland?
I'm doing like an internship, well, more like a co-op for 8 months. So I'm living away from all my friends and stuff, but I'm making stocks. So
She's making money.
I'm making money.
I know she's the rich guy here.
I'm not yet. I'm not there yet.
Well,
I'm not there yet.
We really miss Luisa, and I think this was destiny. Like, we could plan this travel, this
Like,
episode, and
Luisa, we're coming. The spring break starts, and we were like, okay, we're gonna do this way, and we make the sketch. We talk with Luisa. She was like super open-minded in doing it, and we would just start running it.
So, what is the topic of this episode? You should ask.
Well, today we already talking past episode about like people in general, I guess. But like this episode, it's gonna be about relationships and like what are the
type of
differences
relationship?
exactly, right?
So, I think that is romantic relationships.
Yeah, and even we are gonna talk about like the romanticism and like how we talk within each other between like partners. It's also like the relations that have like my partner with my family and me with the family of my partner.
The friends involved.
Yeah, like
involved
everyone is
parties.
like
Different
in the
countries.
same environment. Like even though we are one as a couple, there is a whole world that surrounds us.
That's right. So, we should start asking you guys, are you in a relationship?
Or have you ever been in one?
So, guys, Luisa, have you ever been in a relationship? Are you in a relationship?
Yes, I was in a relationship of 1 year till like the beginning of the year. So it lasted for 1 year. No, it's totally
A
fine.
lot of time, dude.
A lot of time. 1 year is like it's
Like
like
1/20th of my life.
that doesn't sound like much, but but it's like it went by so fast, but you feel it was not long enough. But you know what I mean?
Yeah, I feel you. But
It's like,
was this your
I-
first relationship? You had like other relationships
It was
back in Colombia?
it was my first serious relationship. I had like a 3-month relationship, but it was kind of sketchy. Like he was 4 years older than me.
Okay.
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 So she's 24 and you're 21.
I was no,
right?
I was 14. He was 18.
That was back in Colombia.
Yes,
Damn.
yes. So
That was illegal.
yeah. Now that I think about it, yeah, I'm sorry for my old.
If the parents approve it, it's legal.
Oh, that's true. Yeah, my parents were fine with it, so I guess.
Okay.
But it was just 3 months, so I never call it like a serious relationship. So yeah, my first one, and then my first relationship away from my parents, totally by myself.
Here in the US?
Yeah, that was like totally crazy. Like I think
Yeah, like
I met him my first semester, so
Damn.
which I don't regret. I don't care what people say.
and I don't know, like, how do you guys like start that relationship? What was like the first step? Like, okay, we're gonna do this that way and that way. Because if we compare that between here is the US, like Cincinnati, and then there is Colombia in our case, and like Peru and Latin America in general, like there's a lot of cultural differences between one and each other.
I think that's really different, as Chris was mentioning. I mean, for me, as Luisa, I only had just one relationship in my life. I'm still with my partner. We just turned a year together, and it's been it's been quite a journey. A lot of stuff that you learn from yourself and the other person. But I think, Chris, have you ever had relationships?
Well, I did. I had 3 in total, I guess. Like one last a couple of months, two, and then another one almost 2 years, I think. And then this one, like the one we have been last a year and a little bit more. And I don't know. I just feel that there's another world between like the first 2 relationships and like the one that I started when I was like living by myself. When I still living in Colombia, it was like, okay, it's like high school relationships, and then I need to ask my friends if they were fine or not. They were fine, and like as soon as I get here, they were like, okay, Chris, this is your life. You can do with your life whatever you wanna be.
Whatever you want.
Just make sure you do the right thing. And then I started a new relationship, and like the independence that I like start creating, just not by myself, but like between my life and like when I was a kid, I woke up like at 12, and I wake up like at 8.
And you have to
it
do all that stuff by yourself.
yeah, it's not about like your parents are not helping you anymore. Like you're the one that need to do this because it's your life. You need to look forward and still
Yeah.
working in
You're
it.
almost a full grown up.
I think I would say
I
you're a
wanna
full
think
grown
I'm
up.
still a child.
Like honestly, my parents, the involvement they have right now with me, it's like very low. And even in my relationship, they were just, how do you call it, like just like like spectators.
Okay,
Okay.
spectators.
Spectators.
Witnesses, okay.
Yeah, they knew what was happening, and then from time to time they would be like, how is everything going, like is it that? But like apart from that, it was me taking all
Because
my decisions for my
Because
relationship.
they're not here, then they cannot give you any advice because like they cannot even see your partner.
Yeah, like something that I said is that like when when your parents never meet your partner, you are in charge of making that the image of your partner to your parents. You know what I mean? You are the one making sure that your parents see the best and the real side of your partner. You know, you don't want to go like,
Yeah, I don't want to show my
he's a
parents.
perfect
Yeah.
person." Because that's not realistic, and I think parents know.
Also, just to give you all context, we are all from South America, as we mentioned, and that means that our culture and our idea of relationships
Affects a lot.
is probably not the same as Americans have.
Yeah.
So, for example, back in Peru, I have my friends, and to start a relationship there, you need to talk with the guy for like 3 months. You need still to ask your parents out.
And you need to do like
for
the baby
permission.
steps.
Exactly. You just only probably just see him in class or by a group of friends, and you need to ask your father and mother for like
Your fathers. What do you mean
permission.
your fathers?
Your parents.
Okay.
Your parents for permission to like go out or just probably looking that person over the weekend. So the amount of time to form that relationship is really long in comparison
Yeah.
with how you met and started a relationship here.
Here is to everything goes so fast. Like how we met. Like when we met, I think Chris and I 1 week after that, I felt him so close. I consider him
Yeah,
like my
cause like,
little brother.
cause we didn't. Okay.
No,
Okay. If you
No,
wanna
but
say
that,
like
that
that.
is the point that we mentioned that
Yeah.
we met in one day and next weekend everybody was like doing a sleepover in my house,
Yeah.
to be honest. Yeah.
Yeah.
and I
Really?
think that's the same with partners. Like I think when I met my partner, we like after 1 month, I think it was, we were already like, yeah, we want to be together. So, and most people say like, oh my God, that's so fast.
But like back in Colombia, like you need to figure out if that one is the one, and that takes you like 2 or 3 months or 4 months or 5 months. And like here you was like, if I'm dating you, if I'm like investing my time with you, it's because I want something with you.
You're
I
right.
think so. Yeah, but again, I think that like here, I don't know if you guys feel that like you have more like freedom. And do you
For
feel
sure,
more
for sure.
bold?
Yeah, like more.
Bold? You feel more like brave here
It feels
in that term?
yeah,
Well, I feel
mean,
more like independent too. Like I used to depend on my dad. Like if they want to hang out, I need to hang out with my parents. And like now that they are not here anymore, they were like, okay, Chris, you can do whatever you want to do with your ass.
But
I
at
don't
the
know.
but at the same time, I think it's like right now you're not living with your parents. You probably have your own part-time job, so you are making your own money and you can take whatever decision you want. So if you want, you can just live with your partner. Basically, you have 20 years old and you can live with your partner.
Yeah, even though you're not like
And
here.
it's crazy how
fast.
people of our age like are already
Getting
in other
married.
steps, like getting married. I have this one friend that's about to have a kid, and it's like that guy is like just 2 years older than me. I'm like, he's going to be a dad. Like I'm gonna
Yeah.
be like my friend is gonna be a dad. That sounds crazy.
That sounds great. It's like you have to respect it. I think everyone is going like at different paces in life, but it's like we're already at that age where people are getting married, and I think that's fine. And I guess that brings the difficult and serious conversations with your partners. Like I think a relationship back at home, you were only
You're
worried
not
like
thinking about
yeah,
it.
you're like, okay, what are we doing next weekend? We can go bowling and stuff. And then when you're here, you're thinking like, are we gonna live together sometime?
We
What
need
am
to
I
do
gonna
groceries. We
Yeah,
need to do
what to do
groceries.
groceries? Like, what if you graduate? Would you change plans for me? So those hard conversations, I think, make you like make the connections even like stronger and more solid.
It's because of the you are also away from everything that you know. You arrive here as an international student and you don't know anyone. And I think the connections not only with that person that you realize that will be your partner and you both are like, okay, let's start this relationship, is like really strong because now you have this emotional attachment to that person that you feel like I can count in somebody. I don't have my family here, but I have this person that supports me.
Yes, totally. And like I told you guys like that I'm not with that person anymore. That's like a hard part.
Yeah,
'Cause
how
you're-
And like how that evolved, like what was like the evolution of that relationship, like how you get like, okay, we're gonna start dating, okay, now we're a couple, okay, I'm going to another city, okay, this don't work, we need to keep going.
Yeah, how do you like the life cycle of your relationship? How did that feel?
I think it was we just met and we talked for a long, like not a long time, like 1 month. I'm telling you, but we talked every single day, and I think that's
And you
very
see each other
important.
every single day, cause like
We saw each other every single day because we can.
and you live like too close for each other,
Yes.
like
And it was
Yeah.
not
Like-
only seeing each other in class, it was like dining together,
All the
eating
time.
breakfast, eating like small stuff that you normally just wouldn't
cause like
do.
at least here I live in this one house, and like I live in the house number 1, right? In the house 2, 3, 4. In the 5th house, there where my friends live, so I can go there every day just to hang out with them. And that was like the crazy part that didn't happen in Colombia.
Yeah, in Colombia that doesn't happen. Like you either have to take a car or something. Especially you and I that we are from a city. So here you can just meet the person you want as many times as you like, and
Yeah.
we have the time. So that's how, like, I think my relationship just built on that. And then again, we just chose to like be together, and we chose then not to be together. So that's how the life cycles are.
You're right, Lou. So, but just to give us our audience more context, could you tell us more about, like, we both are in a relationship and we share culture.
Yeah.
We are, okay, different countries, but we both speak Spanish. We have similar culture, and it's kind of easy to deal with the relationship. We can communicate in our first language. But Luisa, how was that with your partner? Because it was not in Spanish.
Yeah, so my ex-partner, he is from India, so that's like...
Yeah, like another...
How many hours it's like...
How many miles away is Colombia compared to India?
I know it's like a 10-hour difference.
Oh, God.
Like, yeah, like, just like time. So it was, I wouldn't say it was hard to understand his culture. I knew from the start what I was getting into, but it was like the small details. So, like, one example, like, here in Colombia, it's very normal to say, please,
Please, you're welcome, yeah.
Like, to your mom, to your best friend. It's just like a very respectful way, or a way of showing people you care.
Mm-hmm.
So at the beginning of the relationship, I would tell him, like, please text me when you reach. Can you please pass me that and all of that? And he was like, why are you doing that? And then he said, like, I would be like, oh, thank you so much, or thank you for, like, taking me home. And he was like, don't say thank you, don't say thank you. And then that's when communication comes very important. Then I was like, why not thank you? And then he said, in my culture, when you're really close to someone, you're like friends or a partner, you skip the please and you skip the thank you, because you're so close, you don't need to do it.
Yeah, that
like,
fact freaked my mind. I
Yeah,
didn't know,
it's
because
like-
for us it's like courtesy to like say those things.
More the courtesy is
It's just like in your brain. You don't
in
even
your brain.
think about it.
So it was really hard. I would be like,
And you were like,
pass me that.
oh my
And
God.
it felt like it was hard. It was like, text me when you're home. So, but like, I got used to it, and I think it was, I wouldn't say it was like fun, but it was something that I really enjoyed just learning about his culture. Like, I went to a bunch of Indian festivals, and that's one thing that we shared a lot. We shared a lot. We loved dancing. And I think
Oh my
you
God.
remember he came to
Yeah.
one of our parties.
Oh my God. And
Yeah,
there's like
that's right.
90% Spanish people. Like, we were talking, like, we were hearing reggaeton. We were like,
Uh-huh.
Pop rock Latinos, something like that,
Latin
yeah.
culture in its max.
It's not, and he was into it. Like, he was
He was vibing, yeah, he was vibing.
yeah. So I think I really appreciate that. Like, he
Tried to be involved, yeah.
He did. So I think that's very important to look for if you are maybe getting into a relationship with someone from another place totally different. Just know if they're willing, and if you are willing to put the effort to stop making stop doing certain
Or
stuff.
in this case, stop saying thank you.
I
and
stopped
stop
saying thank you and
please.
please. Why? Because I didn't want to make him feel bad, and I understand his culture.
And there's
Like-
something key that he mentioned, because you said communication, because you will never realize that
I would-
something
I would
was
have never
wrong
thought.
if he never told you.
Never.
So I think that communication is a key part here. Probably you see on Instagram, on TikTok, this video of a girl that says, like, if my boyfriend doesn't do this because he loves me, that doesn't mean that he doesn't love me, or like
he's not the one. Like, if he knew, he would.
Yeah, no, I think that's stupid, because I think that communication is key. And now I learned that I need to tell my partner what I want, what I need.
Because we as a guys, I think we're kind of Neanderthal sometimes. Like, we're like, ooh,
Angry.
we need to sleep. Ooh, we need to play. Ooh, we need to talk. I don't know. And sometimes
Yeah.
they're like just two different worlds.
We overthink a lot.
We try to read between lines and be.
And we're like, is he
are-
tired, or he just doesn't
Yeah.
want to talk
is
with
he
me?
talking with someone else or something? And it's like, he's literally just tired.
Yeah.
And so it's hard to get into that mindset of like, he's saying whatever he feels.
And how do you feel? And how do you deal with the family of your partner? Like,
Ex-partner in this
because we have a couple of differences, but like, you two have like a huge like cultural like
basically, Luisa, you don't speak Hindi, so your boyfriend was your translator.
No, he spoke Telugu.
Okay,
his-
you
his
don't
family
speak
speak-
Telugu, but you don't speak Telugu as your like fathers-in-law,
Yeah.
parents-in-law. So you needed to like tell him, and he needs to translate. How was that communication part with family, friends?
Yeah, not gonna lie. At the beginning, it was very scary. I was like, okay, well, how should I do it? And the communication, it was even like harder because they speak English, but just a little bit, and everything was by video call. So sometimes the signal was not properly. They couldn't hear me well. But
and it's too far away though.
It's too far away. But I guess everything comes to just like being there for them and like
Trying,
your
I guess.
expressions. I think one episode you guys said like, what is one sign that everyone knows in every language? Smile. And I think that's what I applied a lot. Like every time I saw her, I would just like smile or tell her, don't worry at all. And he would also like sometimes translate, but yeah, I had to do it like the hard way. And I think she got to like me.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I will not be able to imagine something like that.
Lu, and how was the relationship of that person with your family? Like how he communicated with your
my
mom, your sister?
It was the same. Just
Okay.
video call. Sometimes I would translate. I know he learned a few
Words?
phrases. Yeah, he was like, ¿Cómo estás? Or like, Buenas noches.
Aww.
Yeah. So it was mostly like that. But like, his image to my mom was based on what I told her about him. You know what I mean?
Okay.
And that's something very important. Like in, like when you have, yeah, like parents-in-law that don't speak your language. What is your partner telling them about? Like,
About you.
And I think it's totally respectful to tell your partner like, can you please like talk to them about me? Like I think that's the most important stuff, especially because our parents are not here. They cannot see me.
Cause as we, well, my parents are super open minded.
Yeah.
They have like let me do whatever I want. Like at least in my part of the story. So
Yeah.
like every time I was with my friends at the house, they were like, okay, this is also your house. Take care of the house. Like don't be like
Don't destroy stuff.
yeah, don't be
basically.
disrespectful with your house because it's also my house. But in terms of relationship, they were like, okay, if that's the partner that you wanna have, that's fine. Just treat them well and like make them know that my parents as a father as parents in law, they're like super chill and they're like they're not Miss and Mr. Piena. They're like just Jorge
Oh my
and
God.
Adriana.
And that's something that we have also cultural conflict there, is because besides that our countries share a border. Like I was told since I was a child that if somebody's older than you, the parents of your friends, somebody that is old, you just go like, hi Mr. Pineda, how are you doing? So I went to Chris's house for the first time ever,
Last
last
summer,
summer. Met the whole family. I was really nervous.
Last summer is 2021.
22.
22.
2020.
22. Oh my God.
You didn't even
So
know
then-
each other.
Then I went there. I met the family of Chris. Everybody amazing. I really felt so welcome. But sometimes I was just talking with her parents or her like aunts
Yes.
and their other relatives of Chris, and I was like, "Hi, Mr. Pineda, how you doing? Hi, Mrs. Pineda, how you doing?" And they were like, nope."
No, like, don't worry, you can call me George. I'm
Yeah,
like,
something like that. And then Chris goes with my mom. We were talking by the phone, and he's like, "Hi, Mirji, how are you doing?" And I'm like, "No." And my mom is like, "He called me by my name." I'm like, "Babe, don't do that. You need to say like, hi, Mrs. Farfan.
but
how
we're
you
improving
doing?"
now, and I guess I can call her by her name.
Yeah, right now, like, I feel after a year of like being like present, I've been present in your life
Yeah.
for a year. You've been present in mine for a year.
Yeah.
His parents and family know me. My family, brothers, siblings, everybody knows Chris. So I think that right now we are in this sweet phase that we are okay. We can call each other by their names.
Yeah,
But
like
at the
now
beginning, it was really like, oh my God.
Formal.
please.
It was like super formal. I don't know.
They-
It was weird. A little bit weird for me because I have never, like,
And he tried. That is the thing that I wanted
That's
to
the
say.
important
It's like,
thing.
I
They try.
communicate to Chris like Chris. It's uncomfortable for me because they always told me like you need to call them by Mrs. Farfan, and Chris understand. And beside that, he never did that before. He tried, and Chris like actually started like I don't know saying what I communicate to him. So I think that communication was key.
1 year. Whoa, that's
my God.
like a lot. Like, do you feel like you
At
got
20s of my life.
fast?
It
It
went
flies.
fast.
Yeah. Time flies.
But then talking about more of this environment around your couple, friendship groups. How was it like
yeah.
you trying to be close to your partner's friendship group? Because I imagine that everybody was like from the same culture.
Yeah.
And then your friendship group that wasn't even as close. Like,
So, yeah. I think in mine, I was closer to his friends than him to my friends. But
Because I think because his friend speak English, and like my
yeah.
friends speak Spanish.
Spanish,
Like
but
even
not
though I
Spanish.
don't have like best English in the world, I know I can speak it. Like it's not good enough, you know. And like there are friends in our friend that speaks like worst English that I do, so it was like kind of weird having another guy which I need to speak him in English. I need to think a lot, like 2 or 3 times what I need to say in English
yeah,
first.
it's like translating. I know who said that. Sofia Vergara. She was
Yeah.
like, I'm smarter in Spanish.
yeah,
Yeah,
but I'm
facts.
translating everything in my head.
So yeah, but I think at the beginning, it was kind of like I wanted to like be friend with his friends because I think that's like
Really important.
That's a key
It's
part. Yeah.
important. And I'm
Exactly.
still friends with them. Like we're still like close, and I think it just comes to the thing: are they willing to, do stuff? I was willing to just like go to their festivals, eat their food. I enjoy Indian food so much. Like it was my comfort.
Wait.
I don't know. I
Indian or
haven't tried.
Colombian?
I have never tried.
Ooh, no,
Indian
no.
or
No,
Colombian?
that we cannot put her in that situation. Like,
I'm kidding.
Let-
Not
we-
in his, not in his. Yeah.
yeah, we can make a reel of that. Like Indian or Colombian. Or what do you guys think?
I don't know. I think no.
We will leave it. We will leave
Colombian,
it.
Indian. Yeah.
Okay.
But yeah, so it's like, are they willing to do it? Like, I think at one point he was like, I'm gonna learn Spanish, and at one point I was like, I'm gonna learn Telugu because I really wanted to communicate with his parents
Nice.
and stuff. So I think that's the important. Are they willing to,
Exactly.
in a respectful way? If you communicate, don't expect him to be like, okay,
Read your mind.
yeah,
That will
read your
never
mind,
happen.
Like,
Yeah, remember that we need to
yeah,
think.
they can do research though. They can be like, how's Spanish culture? But no. No, just tell them. Just tell them.
That's easier because if you start like waiting them to figure it out, you're both gonna lose time. It's gonna be annoying, and you can just cut that in half and be like, "Actually, Chris, I really like you to do this," and he will be
Yeah,
like,
or
"Yeah,
like
I'll do it."
please don't do this or that. Like there are some things that I don't like, and there is something that she don't like, and like we just talk about that.
Yeah, I think communication is key. But then talking about relationships, we talk about like the pink relationship. Everything is roses and it's funny and it's perfect.
But like not every day is like that. There are days that are not like good enough.
There are like days that are just like conflicts, and I think the longer you get into a relationship, the more conflicts you're gonna get of different type. You
But
know?
I think one part of the relationship is like to love the conflicts of the other one, like
Yeah.
or like I love your weaknesses. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no.
I mean, like I think you tend to have more conflicts as you have more time together.
Yes,
But that
you
is because
share
you
more.
are not strangers anymore. You actually start to meeting that person. Like at the beginning, it was like, "Hi, Chris, how you doing? Amazing. Oh, this guy is really fun." Yeah. But then you start like actually knowing how this guy sleeps, what she likes, what he likes to eat, what he's doing, what he likes to
he's
put
when,
his
like-
computer in his lap, and you learn these details, and then it's not a stranger anymore.
It's not a stranger anymore. Like you get to know them, like how they are when they're hungry, when they're stressed, and that's when the more time you spend, and the fights change. The fights change
yeah.
topic. At the beginning, it's like, oh, he's not texting me, or like, oh, he didn't give me a kiss, and then you're fighting about like, oh, he took the whole blanket when we were sleeping, or oh, he didn't wash the dishes. So it's like people say, oh, like we are not like we were before. It's like, moment you need to like you're gonna start fighting about different stuff.
You're gonna start fighting about like
bills. Like
bro,
I know
about the
it's not
stupid
wrong.
stuff. Like,
I know.
how
yeah.
did you didn't buy bread this morning? Why you didn't do the
Yeah.
breakfast this morning? And you're like, you did it last night. You need to do it right now. It's like,
Totally.
It's just like
the small
It's-
fights. I was present in some. of
That's
them.
why I do the breakfast.
But yeah, I don't think that's a sign that the relationship is going downhill. Like I think if you're fighting about like small stuff, is because you're spending more time together
And you're growing together too.
and you're like growing together, and you're getting to a circle. You're getting so close to them to the point where no one knows them. Like you do.
Exactly.
Not even their parents. Not even their parents.
we were
Also
talking
like
about
also
that.
like how do you say that in English? Like the responsibility of like let him
affective
know.
responsibility.
Yeah.
Affecting being responsibly like
Effectively, like emotional responsibility. We can
emotional responsibility with your partner, like understanding that like whatever you do is gonna affect them. And I think that's a problem that people that have been like single for a long time, like I
Don't
was
understand.
I was single for 6 almost 7 years, like since I was
Yeah.
14. And when I got into the relationship, it was kind of like work, and I had to repeat myself. You need to text the person when they text you back. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's like it's
Some
small
stupid
details that
stuff.
you stop because
But-
you are like, I've been alone for this time and I'm like
You
not
need-
used to like
Not
get
used
in
to
touch as
yeah, like
much.
telling someone, hey,
What
what
are
are
you
your
doing?
plans?
Exactly.
What are you doing? Or like what you think, like when you're angry or something. So at the beginning it's hard, but you need to get there. And again, you can communicate it to your partner. Be like, hey, like I'm sorry, I'm getting used to it.
Exactly.
That's like a bad. Did you feel that?
Yeah,
at
because
one point?
at the beginning, also I started just with my partner. We're in the same relationship. He's been my first partner ever. So at the beginning, I was hoping that he will read my mind, basically, because I was like, something is annoying me. I'm gonna just be annoyed, so he understands that thing annoys me. And he got really, really confused.
And really upset.
A lot of times. You
I think really upset too. Like, why the hell she's mad if I didn't do anything wrong?
And then I realized
And that's the problem, that he didn't do it.
he's not conscious about what I'm mad, and then I'm mad, and then he gets mad because I'm mad. So basically,
Oh,
it's like if you communicate like, hey Chris, actually I don't like you to do this, he's gonna be like, oh sorry, I didn't realize. And then
Also, it's super important to say the good things. So like, hey, I love when you do this thing.
That's
Yeah.
something that
That's
couples
really
forget
cute.
so much. Like, you need feedback. They need to know what
What you like and what you
they need to
dislike,
keep
yeah.
doing. You know what I mean? And it's totally fine to tell them, I feel loved when you do this. That's when like love languages come into picture. But
yeah,
I know that's like a
other episode.
Yeah.
Dun,
There's
dun, dun,
there's a
dun.
lot of content to do. We cannot talk about everything in the same episode.
But guys, what about appearance? Like the looks of somebody that is not you. I mean, there's a lot of ways in how you can start a relationship now. There's apps where you can just look to how this person looks,
Oh,
if
but
you like it or not. Or you can like meet this person in a social event and be like, that's totally my type. And just like
I think they are important, but they're not a key factor.
I think that's the hook. If I
The
will
hook.
not feel attracted to that person, I will not
again,
approach in
you
that.
you can also build attraction. Attraction
Oh.
is built. It's not like you see someone and you're like, oh my god. Like yeah, it could happen, but from what I've had, like I felt with people, is that the more you get to know them, the more attracted you feel to
And
them.
then you discover stuff that they don't show in public, and you feel like they're, oh, that's really cute. He doesn't do that.
What was you about to say? You were about to say something.
I was about to say that I think looks matter. No, it's not the whole picture. It's not like, yeah, I'm gonna be with her because she's super hot. No, it's like looks matter, but matter really. It matter a little, but it matter at the beginning. And then as you get meeting that person, you're gonna discover
Because
their
you will
character,
get
their
used to that
personality.
face, but you will not get used to that personality.
Yeah,
Exactly. The
that's-
personality is what keeps you in the relationship.
Yeah, and I think when we say like looks matter, it's not like this social standards of like blonde, tall,
90,
slim. No,
60
no.
now.
We're talking about your own preferences or stuff that you may seem like, oh, I'm interested or I like when people have this. Like, for example, smiles are like my weak point. Not that type of smile. uh, just put like a $2 million smile. Yeah. But like, I think that's what we mean. Like, what would you say is your weak point that is not usual? Like that you say, oh, most people don't notice this, but I like this.
I would say the
really
hair.
okay,
I would say the hair.
the hair.
Yeah.
Like hair.
hair?
Yeah.
Hair. So he likes Pantene models, like the
Oh,
Yeah,
like
yeah,
the ones that
yeah.
are really, really.
yeah, like
I really like hands. There's
Hands?
guys
Oh,
who has
that's
like
interesting.
really, really nice hands.
And guys that cut their fingers.
And guys who are like
I guess she
the
was
eyes
this
are
close.
also like oof. I think the eyes are what are a key factor for me. It's like those eyes are really pretty. I really like them.
Oh, okay, eyes and hands. I think the hands part is kind of interesting.
It's I don't know. I think because I don't know. It's just really random. I think nobody expected.
What's
It's just like
Chris doing?
now he does. He
I
he
just
cut
talk with the
his
camera
fingers.
in my own environment.
He's being himself. Don't worry.
Okay, that's
Okay.
totally fine.
But talking about that, like Luisa, how did you feel? As I was about to say, like, how
Yeah.
did you feel like starting to be like you mentioned emotionally responsible, and if you have if you feel like the culture affect that, I don't know how does it feel like for Hispanic people. I think that is more like being there. Oh, we're really touchy. We're really like
Yeah.
like that. I don't know how is that with the Indian culture. Do you feel more that?
It was the same. Like it was the same. Like it's in that sense. Also, it depends on the person too. I think, but from I don't know like a lot, but I think Indian culture is also like
Touchy clothes.
yeah, they're very close. Like even the friendships too, they're very straightforward. Like they'll tell you like you're being stupid right now, and I love that. So I think that's what we got along well too, in that sense. Like we were very similar, like straightforward, and they're romantic. Indian guys are romantic, and the
Yeah.
movies are romantic. So
Oh, the Mumbai movies with a lot of dances. I love them. I love
well,
them.
yeah. I watch more South Indian movies, but yeah, they're like equally romantic. But I think in that sense, it's the same. And he was also like I could notice. He was also learning how to be like responsive. How do you say?
Like, emotionally
And-
responsible.
Yeah,
Okay.
we were a lot of like learning, and I think that's why we got like really close together.
Also, the fact that you are almost in the same situation. Like none
Yeah.
of your families are here. You're
None
like
of our
really attached to each other.
We were there for
no.
each other in just like any moment, like I think when I bought my broken car, yeah, horrible.
That is not broken. Not at all.
It is wrong. It's kind
It
of broken.
runs and drive.
Barely. It gets me to point A to B. But again,
But
like he was there, and I don't know how other international students feel about dating other international students, but I think that's how it is. You are closer to them because you're
Alone,
just
yeah.
the two of you
You're
against the world,
alone.
against weird bank policies.
and that's why like
everything,
like every relationship, it's different between each other. Like everyone, it's in every relationship have like a world,
they're
a
all,
whole
like,
world for
different.
themselves.
They're all every relationship is different. You probably even if you finish a relationship and start with a new person, it's not gonna be the same as your
Totally.
last relationship. I
But
guess.
you can take stuff that you learned from your previous relationship to the other one, and I think that's why it's important that after you end one, unfortunately, you have to not only look, oh, what is something they didn't do that I would like my next partner to do, but
Also,
think about what did you do that you shouldn't have done. It's
Yeah,
also
yeah,
that.
yeah.
It's be critical with yourself too, and take it into the the next one, and then create a new world, I guess, like
With another person,
with
yeah.
another person. But
And like be aware, be also aware, like don't be stupid, please, and don't get into a relationship if you feel alone or if you feel like you're not enough or like you need another person to be happy. That's not how it works. You will still feel like you're alone and you're not worth it. Like that, like being in a relationship is not gonna change that.
No, you're gonna feel the same. You're gonna feel the same because the moment they leave for something, you're gonna go back to the same state you were.
Correct.
And I think that usually happens sometimes when people are in relationships and then they end relationships and then they don't want to be alone again.
And they just go
They don't
with
remember
the other
how
person.
it was being alone.
Oh.
Correct. Yeah.
So they
And they
have to
like
jump
they
into
run
it.
for the first hand they saw, and like probably that first hand is not like the best hand
Or
ever.
probably you are not made for each other at that time. It's like you should have like a properly grieving time, just to like
Yeah.
grieve that relationship, and then like start to learn how to be alone again, and then be comfortable with your new situation, emotional situation, and,
And
then
then-
like probably
Yeah.
if you want to like keep looking for something, don't do it
It's-
like immediately right after.
No, I think it's important to understand. Okay, when are my emotions totally cooled off?
Mm.
Like, obviously,
When I'm ready to the next step,
yeah,
right?
when
Yeah.
I'm ready to the next step. Obviously, don't expect to have absolutely no feelings for that person, and don't expect that even like if you were there with them for like 1 year or more, there is always gonna be something there. But it's like, do stuff by yourself,
And after you're done with yourself and like you feel ready to like do the next step, like don't be afraid to meet any other people. Like try to give them a chance. People are willing to connect. We already say that,
Yeah,
like
people
everyone
just
want to connect.
connect.
Yeah, not every time for relationships, but like sometimes are gonna be relationships, but others gonna be like
Really good friendships, mentors,
Yeah,
like people that you
yeah.
get support from.
There
Or
are
just support
so
them.
many people. Like when I moved for my co-op, I've met so many amazing people from like different backgrounds, different mindsets, different personalities, and I think that's why you shouldn't be scared to just jump into the water and be like, okay, I'm gonna like meet a lot of people and see how it goes. Like if you're sure about yourself and if you feel safe,
and if
accept
a
that
new
they-
relationship start or like appear, like receive that relationship with like with open hands, like be willing to like, okay, if that's gonna happen, it's gonna happen. I will be happy, I will not be happy, blah 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 blah
And
blah.
just take in mind what Luisa said, like what you did well in the last relationship, what probably you could do better.
Better.
And what you can
And what you
improve.
learn.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's how you should take, and don't be scared of being vulnerable.
Oh,
That's
yeah.
that's the hardest part
Okay,
after
okay.
a breakup. I don't know.
I don't know. Expand your idea.
It's like, okay, when you sometimes in a relationship, you're scared of like being. When you're with a partner, you're vulnerable. I hate that word. I cannot pronounce it. But but it's like they know your weaknesses. They know your fears.
And
they
you're
know
like-
you at the lowest, and you're like,
I need to start this over again with other new
with
person. I was
another
like,
person. I think that's a step that I am honestly scared if at some point happens. I'm not looking for anything right now, but I'm scared of that.
starting from
someone is-
scratch.
Starting from scratch, and then someone knowing again all the weaknesses, all the stuff that like annoys me, and that your partner sometimes knows that you're a shitty person. Yeah, like not gonna lie, but like they know you the most. No,
Yeah, I
they
mean,
know when you are selfish. They know when you are like.
you're right.
dumb.
You're right.
Okay,
think about
okay, that makes a little bit sense.
I think it does, but I guess
But
that's like
everyone want to like give a chance for everyone. Like let the world know who are you, right?
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah, like
That's
let
a powerful message.
yeah.
Like let them have like a nice date with you. I bet everyone is interesting in their own way.
Yeah, like
Yes.
yeah, correct.
Like everybody tries, we just mentioned it, nobody wants to be alone. Even if
No.
you connect and it wasn't for a relationship, romantically talking, you can be like friends.
And
partners.
sometimes that connection don't even work, and you just
Keep going with your life, and the other person will be going with theirs. And
I think we will not be able to describe this episode in a better way. I don't know what you guys think.
I think that we just let our audience know that first work in yourself before starting something with a partner, with other person, with whoever you want. Like first think in yourself if you're ready for that, and nobody will ever take your feeling of worthlessness or like feeling alone, like being with a partner. That will not solve anything.
Totally. I agree with it. Like I think, and sometimes making lists works.
Lists?
How like goals, like
Yeah. At least my goals
like,
too.
you know, like sometimes people have like financial goals and they write them down. You can write down like about the person, like their type of relationship you would like to have.
Okay. I like it.
Yeah,
Like it.
just hide that list. You don't want people.
Yeah.
But I think that would be like one thing I would say to do.
Don't remember, guys, that
Do remember.
our social media is gonna be all around the screen. But my Instagram is Chris_Panida.
Mine is Clau Munoz. You will see it.
How do you say that?
Underscore.
Okay,
Down slash.
so- okay,
Yeah,
my
underscore.
Instagram is Luisa Luisa _ Lopez 06.
And then we are Amor. It's in Spotify, Instagram, whatever you wanna think about, we are at. Take care, guys. Happy to see you next episode. And this is Amor.